Alright, so as a lot of you guys probably already know by now, the past year or two I've been dropshipping e-commerce that's generated me hundreds of thousands of dollars. That has allowed me to live the life that I live now. You know, dropping out of high school at 18, moving out of my parents' house into my own apartment, buying my first car, buying my second car, being able to travel the world and support my family financially, and everything I've been able to do this year thanks to dropshipping. Now, it might seem crazy at first, but obviously when I first started, I barely had anything. I didn't even have a car. All I had was just my computer and my phone, and I made it happen. With my first ever product and my first ever store, we generated around $10,000 to $12,000 in profit, I think, around 30K in revenue. So today I'm gonna be going over exactly how you guys can do the same, like how you can pick out an actual winning product, how you can start setting up your Shopify store, and how you can start advertising and marketing your product as well. And when I'm saying I will go over exactly how, I will go over my exact thought process behind how I even picked out the product as well. Because I know a lot of people who just give out the most useless advice on here on YouTube or TikTok or whatever. They're just like, oh, make sure the product make sure the product solves the problem. Like, are we serious right now? Like, in 2023, if you actually want to succeed with dropshipping, you have to actually know the real requirements behind a winning product. Okay, so when starting off, when you're looking for a winning product, just make sure that it has these three main requirements, okay? Number one, the product can reach a broad audience. Okay, so when I actually started my first product in my first store, I actually did it with a friend of mine from high school. He's like 14. I met him during one of my classes, and then we actually started filming and actually started going into it. We got our first sale around a week or two in, and then when we got it, we actually went crazy. Here's a video of that.
Come on!
But obviously when we first started, we were just kids. Even though I was working a job, I just got in a car accident. I didn't know what to do. I had to pay off so many things. So we basically started with nothing. Okay, we didn't completely start with nothing. We had like 100 or 200, and then we invested that towards getting a few products and getting the Shopify themes and apps. So if you have under $1,000, I would probably recommend you do what's called organic advertising, which is basically where you post on TikTok and Instagram for completely free. Get your sales that way. And then as you go and generate profit through organic advertising, you can just reinvest your profits into paid ads like we did. So our first month, we did around 10 to 12K profit from running organic ads. So no ad costs. After the next month, we started scaling with paid ads with the money that we made. Now that we have money, we can start reinvesting to make more money. All right, let's start with the first thing, picking out a product. How do you pick a product that's actually gonna sell and get you sales? Make sure the product can reach a broad audience. The reason for this is, especially in organic marketing, you're just posting your product and your content to just random users on TikTok. If you do something like that's too specific, for example, baking tool for cakes only, that comes in the variation of pink, then you're limiting your audience. Nobody realistically who's just scrolling on social media is gonna buy something or even be interested in something like that. That's why your product has to be something that is interesting to the broad audience of TikTok. When a random person sees it, they gotta be able to stop and actually be interested in it. And having your product be broad makes it so you're not limiting your audience that you're selling to. With paid ads, you can target your audience better, but especially if you're doing organically, you're just posting and your ads are just basically just videos that you're posting. So they'll just go to a bunch of random users. You want it to be as broad as possible. Anyone who comes across it will be interested in it. For example, my first product, it was a bracelet charger. A charger anyone can use. You know why? Because obviously nowadays everyone has an iPhone. You plug it in, you use the charger. Number two, make sure your product is something that is a daily occurrence. For example, I've had clients in my mentorship, they tried selling products that are like gift wrapping paper and stuff. Like, yes, those might be very somewhat unique and cool, interesting, whatever the case may be. But when someone is buying a product online, or even yourself, think about when you buy things. If it's like gift wrapping paper, when do you use that? You only use it during, like, if it's your birthday, if it's Christmas. It's 3 times out of the entire year when you're gonna be using something like that. So when someone buys it, they're gonna be thinking, oh, is it something that I'm gonna use every day? Do I really need this? And then they're gonna be like, oh, I just need it for this birthday, and that's basically it. That's gonna give them less of a reason to purchase. Instead, pick something that is a daily occurrence that people use. For example, like a phone charger. first, like I said, set up a store, and then as you see consistent visitors and views, you see that your product is working on social media, that's when you actually start looking into premium theme or like working hours on it. When you're first starting, just spend like a couple hours, nothing more. Because what could happen is that you spend 10 hours setting up your store and then you actually start promoting on social media, and then you see that the demand isn't there, people don't really like it, the comments are random. So then you have to set up a whole nother store with another product. Instead, when you're testing, just set up something basic with like refresh as your theme, and then as you go on and as you're scaling, you can always perfect it. Okay, but let's get into creating your store. Okay, so that's actually how I found my first winning product. I took those requirements and I looked all over TikTok on a new burner account. Then I applied the requirements that I was looking for in a product. So I scrolled through hundreds of videos and finally came across the one that met all the requirements for me starting up. So now that I sort of explained how I went about finding my product to you guys, I can actually get into how to set up your Shopify store. Okay, so if you guys didn't know, Shopify actually has a free trial where you get 3 months for just $1 each. So I'll have like a link in the description so you guys can sign up for the free trial as well. So if you click the link in the description, it should lead you to this page to sign up for Shopify. All you would do is enter in your email right here and then click start free trial. And then on these options, honestly, you can just click skip all. It's for their own analytics, so you don't really need to test anything. And then click on your account, Google account. Okay, after you've done that, you should be like on the home page of your Shopify store. So on here, there's gonna be a lot of stuff on the screen at first, but for the most part, you can ignore all of them. What you need to focus on is mainly just the online store. So first thing I would do is probably click online store and then scroll down to refresh. Starting out, let me sort of try to explain it to you guys. So when you're first testing a product, you want to just set up a simple store. You don't need to set up anything crazy, because what's going to happen is if you spend like 10 hours on a store and you actually start advertising your product, you're going to see that there's going to be issues that are potentially with the product. You're going to already have spent the 10 hours. Instead, you should spend like 2 hours on the store, maybe 1 to 2, and then spend the rest actually testing the product. And once you've actually ran the ads, either organically or through paid ads with your product and seeing the results with the viewers or the comments and stuff, then that's when you can actually start putting in more effort into your store. But you want to set up something simple, and then once you're scaling, you can actually spend a lot more time on it and perfect it. But starting out, just set up something simple to actually start testing your ads with and testing your product on social media. So that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do. So like I said, just something simple. Once you clicked add on refresh, you should be on this screen. It should have publish. So you just click publish again. And then now it should be your main theme. So after that, what I would do is just go into settings right away and then scroll down into apps and sales channels and then click Shopify App Store. So here's where you're gonna pick a supplier. See, when starting out, supplier doesn't really matter. You could use DSers, you could use Zendrop, you could use CJ Dropshipping. They're all mostly the same. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just gonna go with Zendrop. It's the easiest in my opinion, and it has like a free subscription as well. It doesn't actually install anything on your computer. It just adds it to your store. It's gonna ask to set up a password. I'm just gonna set up a random password here. And then you're gonna scroll down and find the product that you want, or you're gonna look on the search bar for your product as well. Since this is just an example, I'm gonna go with any product, but sometimes if you try looking up the product, it doesn't actually show up. And when that happens, you need to import it. Go down here and click import from AliExpress. So you just look up the product on AliExpress, and then you get the link on the very top, and then you would paste it into the instructions that shows up if you click this. For today, I'm just gonna pick a product that's already on here. Let's see if there's actually any decent ones. Like most products on suppliers' websites are really bad. Okay, this one's actually not too bad, so I'm gonna go with this one, the massager. I might actually end up testing it. Okay, yeah, just click X out, and then now it should be on the import list. So you go on the left side, import list 1. Okay, now that it's done loading, you can just click view on Shopify, so it's just gonna lead you to the product section. Okay, when you're setting up your store, never have stuff like specifications. Like nobody is actually gonna be interested in the dimensions of the product. Like I'm not sure many people even know like how many inches or centimeters 11 by 9 centimeters is, or how much 1500 megawatts per hour is. So you would just leave that out. And personally, I just delete the whole description whenever I set up stores like this. So after you just delete the description, first thing would just be to come up with a name for the product. Honestly, you can name it anything. Name's not too specific. I just like having it a branded name, so anything related to the product. So since it's like a small portable massager, I can probably just call this thing like mini roller. I could just name it like Massage Pal. And then when you're naming it, sometimes you can just put the TM copy and paste, the trademark symbol. So you just go on here, copy, and then come back, paste. There we go. Now it looks a bit more professional. Oh, after you've done that, you're gonna go down to media. You're gonna look through all the images. For the most part, you don't really have to do much here. Like as you go on, you can, yes, get much higher quality pictures, but personally, I just leave it, especially when testing. But sometimes you want to rearrange the images in a way where the best ones come first. But honestly, this supplier on Zendrop already has like the best images for this product. Usually some products that you import, they'll come with like Chinese pictures and letters and stuff. So obviously you want to delete those and make sure it's just clean pictures like this. Pictures are already good to go, honestly, so I can just leave most of them. Now come down to variants. Okay, on the color, yeah, we're not naming it YHB90 green. We're just gonna name it like, or we could just name it green, honestly. Sometimes if it's like, you know how in the ice cream flavor shops they name it like plant green and stuff, like just name it green. Personally, like some people like to do like mint green and stuff, or cream white. Like I'll just leave it green and white personally, just to make it simple. And now we should have the two variants. So now that we have the variant names and the option names, now we're gonna click edit on one of these, and then now we're actually gonna start setting up the price for it. Price, you always want to go for 2 to 3x markup. Sometimes in rare cases you can do 4x, but mainly it's just 2 to 3 times more than the actual cost, total cost of the product. So as you see here, you see $8.89. That's just the product cost. Usually the shipping is going to be either the same or much more than the product cost. In this case, it's $9. So 8.9 plus 9 is $18 in total. So you wouldn't do $16, you would do around $30 because the total cost, including product and shipping, is 18. So you would just do 2 to 3x. Personally, you can just do 34.99 is probably what I would put. And then for the actual compare price, I could probably just put 49.99. When setting up the compare price is basically like you're putting your product on sale. You never want to put it more than like 40-50% off. I usually like to stay around 20 to 30%. If you put your product sale for too high of an amount, it just makes it look low quality and stuff. It's doing worse than you would think. You would think, oh, my customer is gonna like it more because it's on sale. Like nowadays, people know that everything's on sale. It's just gonna make your product look low quality. Instead, just keep it 20 to 30% off, and then just copy and paste the pricing here. Now this one won't change, so 49.99. And then that's it for the most part on this product section. After that, what you should do is go to settings, all the way down, click policies. We're gonna set up your footer. So what we can do is, it says written return and refund policy. You can just click create from template, and then in the sections where it says contact us at email, you would just switch the email to whichever email you have set up for your product in store. You click create from template on that. Privacy policy, you also click create from template. Terms of service, create from template. Shipping, you can just set up your own later. Now go to online store over here, and then pages. We're gonna add page. Title is gonna, okay, sometimes they actually had a new update, so it might work like this now. If you go to link and go to policies, okay, yeah, you can just click contact information. You just want to probably put contact or contact us. Go to this link. Don't click on name, it's not going to show up anything, but go to link and then click policies on the very bottom, and then enter in all of the policies. So now you want to do privacy policy, add. Now you want to do policies, and then refund policy, add. Now you want to do policies again, add the last one, terms of service. There we go. Now just save on the top right. And just to confirm that it's there, we can check on your store. So click themes or online store. It should lead you to refresh again. Click customize. Then if you scroll all the way down, sometimes it doesn't show up. So when it doesn't show up, you have to go on the left side. It says footer and add block.
click add block, and then you would just click this menu button here. So now it shows up with all the pages, privacy, refund, terms of service. So just to make sure it works, you can just click privacy policy. There goes the privacy policy that is set up. Obviously you can make adjustments to it, whichever needed, but for the purpose of this video, we can just save it. Okay, so we're mainly going to be focusing on the product page because that's the one that you're going to link to your social media accounts, is the product page. So click up here and then click products and then default product, and it should show up with this. For here, I usually just hide this section. Usually you want it as simple and direct as possible. You can hide the share button as well, but I guess we could just keep it for now. Click save. Now what we want to do is actually set up the logo. So what you can do, new tab, look up Canva. Most of you guys probably had this in school. Click Canva, continue, sign up on the top right. Just click any of these. High school, even though I dropped out. Okay, now skip and then create design. Now you want to click logo, skip tour, and then here you can just look up whatever product you have. So if you have like a pet brush, you would just look up pet. Since I have a massager, I'm just gonna look up massage, and then it's gonna give me some options. Okay, let's see here. Okay, this one looks pretty good. Just delete the last part, focus on the middle text. We would just name it massage. And then you always want to stretch out your logo all the way because it's gonna appear really small once you actually put it on your store. So I'm gonna stretch it out and then make this bit a bit smaller. And that's literally it in terms of a logo. People overcomplicate setting up your store so much and creating your logo and name and stuff. It's this simple. So now you just want to click download, and then now that you have that done, you want to click on the header section right here, edit your logo and theme settings, and then logo here, select image. You're just going to drag it up here, and there we go. Okay, now we got that set up. But as you see, background is blue, background on the logo is white. So this is number one mistake. Do not just leave the colors like this. So what you want to do is just go down to color scheme and then click edit and then change it to white. Now it actually blends in with the background. And then since as you see there's like a big space here, you want to just scroll down, delete all the bottom padding, and then also theme setting, go down, more down, and then vertical logo width, I'll usually put it to 80. What you can do is go in the code and make it smaller so that there's not a huge space right here. But what you can do is actually click the computer logo right here, click mobile, and you view it in the mobile view. So most people are going to be mobile viewers. Obviously they're coming from TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, so they're probably on their phone. 90% of your customers are going to be on your phone. So it's like, doesn't matter too much what the computer version looks like. Personally, I just keep it like this, especially when testing, like I said. And as you see, it just looks fine on the mobile view. So that's another thing you guys always want to do is continuously check in the mobile version just to make sure that it looks right on a phone. And then what you would do next is click the top part, announcement bar, and then you want to click welcome to our store on the left side. And in the text, you just want to add some sort of discount or offer. So you just add your offer here. I'm just going to put free shipping on all orders with an exclamation mark. There we go. And then, yeah, now we can go back to the product page, default product. And then what you can do is actually get so on your store, you want to have two colors. Usually you want always you want the color to match your product. So instead of me going to pick a random color that just looks similar to green, what you can do is just look up color picker extension, and then you click this and you add to Chrome, add extension, and here we go. And then you click on here. As you see here, it gives you the actual color code for it. You would just copy it. Once you copied it, just exit out of the color picker. Now you go into theme settings, and this is where I would set the top part. So this is scheme 4. So go to colors on the left side, scroll down, and as you see here, colors again, scheme 4, background, and then over here in the color code hex section, you would just paste the color code, and now as you see, it actually matches the product. So I'll probably put this color first before this, because this one, it has a worse image. I can do that later though, but for the most part, just make sure your color matches your product like this and click save. Now we also need to do the same for the buttons. So buy buttons, it has it in color settings. So yeah, right here it says solid button label. You want to click on the color you selected for it as well. And then for the solid button background, you want to do the same. I believe this one is it. They updated the settings, so it's a bit different. Okay, it's not this one. You would have to go into a different one. Okay, it's buttons right here. It's not this one. Okay, it's scheme 1, and then solid button background, and then click the color that you chose. Now all the buttons actually match the color for your product. You would have to also do the same for the color variant here. Okay, next, as you see, the footer is just white. So on the right side it says scheme 3. You want to click edit and then just pick the color that we chose. And then same thing for the email list part. Click edit, and then background, you want to put the same light green. And there we go. Now we actually have it done. All right, there we go. Now we're gonna get into like the actual sections that you should add. So obviously now it's just the product here. What you want to do is actually add some sections in here. As you see, it's just the product here. Obviously you don't want to just leave it like this. So on the left side, click add section, and then click collapsible content. This is gonna do is be your FAQ section. You have the collapsible content. You would add another section. Usually what you could do is just image with text. So usually you want to have 2 image with text, this, and another one image with text. Then probably before this image with text, you want to add a GIF. Whenever you actually create the ads for your TikTok, you would just add the GIF above this image with text right here. But after these 2 image with text, what you can do is actually put your reviews below it. I'm going to show you guys how to use the reviews app and import some reviews. But for now, we're going to set up this FAQ section. So click this section, collapsible content. On the right side, it says heading. Do is just change it to FAQs, and then you go down. You could obviously change the color scheme to the green one, the light green. Oh, that absolutely did nothing. I'm not sure why. Okay, there we go. It was this one. And now it actually matches your product, or you could just keep it white or the default blue color. It doesn't matter too much, but I guess this looks better. Then now you would actually click each section individually. So now on the heading, what you should do is probably your first one should be how to actually use it. So some people put how to use, some people put what's included. So we could just do what's included with massage, and then click save. And then on the row content, you would just put whatever your product comes with. Now it's usually on like your suppliers page. What it actually comes with, it shows right here in the description. But for the most part, since we're just making an example, I'll just put our package comes with the we hope you enjoy. Obviously make it much more professional than this. I'm just doing it real quick because it's an example. And then you would just pick an icon as well. So I would probably put like I mean check mark is fine, but maybe a question mark would be better. We finished most of this right here. What you would do now is just get some images. What you could do is sometimes get it off like a competitor store. So if you just look up on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook a competitor, then you can just take their images. Or if you just actually order the product to film your ads, you can just take your own images. It's probably best to always take your own images because it's not too hard. You just want a clear background and stuff. Since we don't actually have the product because we're just making this video, I'm just gonna put one of the images that was used, and then same for this second image. There we go. Just obviously use 2 different images. And then for the text for the header and the description, but before we get into that, hide both these buttons. You don't want to make your store seem like it's forcing the sale. So in my opinion, I would just hide both and then go to something like ChatGPT. Okay, so honestly, in my opinion, only descriptions or copywriting is what ChatGPT is actually used for. What you can do is just go to ChatGPT here and then look up like, write me some benefits for my store that sells mini massager. And then you just wait, and there we go. We got some really good stuff. Just look through and obviously find the best benefits, but obviously for the purpose of this video, I'll just get the first two, copy and paste in the description. You don't want your descriptions too long. Maybe 1 to 2 sentences max along with an image. Here you have Judge Me medals. You are scaling. So if I see that you guys got some sales by doing this, setting up your store like this, then I could always make an updated video on how you can set up your store with premium themes to actually scale with, add email marketing, SMS, everything else that you need. But for now, what there would be left with this is just marketing your product. And when you're starting out and you have less than like 1,000 or so, I would probably recommend marketing organically, like on TikTok and Instagram. So what you would do is just post 2 to 3 times a day from 12 p.m. EST to 8 p.m. EST. Just make sure you also leave 2 hours in between each post. If you guys want a more in-depth guide on how to actually create the right ads that will get millions of views, that will actually get you thousands of sales as well, then just let me know in the comments, and then I can set up a video for that as well, because it's gonna take a while. I could show you guys some examples of some ads I ran and why they're good and stuff like that, so I could always make an updated video on running ads as well. But yeah, I hope this helped. People think setting up a store, signing up to Shopify is like a hard thing, but since you actually did that today, that actually makes you like the 20%, since 80% of people probably don't even create a Shopify account. So you're already ahead of the most. So hopefully you're able to get your first sale like I was. But yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. And if you're interested in a one-on-one mentorship with me and my team, then you could either apply in our Instagram, in the link in the description. I'll have my Instagram there, or there will be a scheduling website for you to do as well. You can do either DM me or schedule on the website. But yeah, for now, I'll see you guys. Like I said, let me know what you guys want to see next. But yeah, peace.